In this video, you are going to learn how to find percent markup and markup. But before we go into our example, we need to know what the term markup and percent markup means. So markup is the amount of increase from the cost of an item to its selling price. And percent markup is the markup as a percent increase from its original cost. So using this example, it says Marty buys plain cell phone cases and then decorates them to resell online at a higher price. What is the percent markup on each phone case? So before we can find the percent markup, first we need to find the markup because we need to know by how much did the original cost of the cell phone case increase. All right, so we are going to use, again, proportion to solve this problem. I mean, you have different ways you can solve it, but proportion or percent equation is another way to, or another method that could be used. So we are going to find the markup. So markup is going to be the difference between the cost price and the selling price. So I am going to use SP for selling price minus the cost price. So the selling price is $11.25 minus the cost price, how much it costs to buy the phone to resell is $7.20. So when we find the difference between these two, it's going to be $4.05. So there has been a markup of $4.05. So this here is known as our markup, the difference between the two prices. So if the question asks, what is the markup? This would be your markup, the difference between the selling price and the cost price. So now that we find our markup, we are going to go ahead and use the markup to find the percent markup. The percent markup is basically the markup as percentages. We know that the markup is $4.05, but how much is that? What does that look like as percent? So we are going to use our equation again, part or proportion, part over whole equals to percent over 100. In using this proportion, we know that we are finding the percent. So we need to know the part and the whole in order for us to find the percent. So the whole is always the original value before it changed, the original quantity. So here in this case, the original quantity would be the cost, which is $7.20. Our part would be our markup. The part is the difference between the selling price and the cost price. So the part is going to be $4.05. And of course, we are finding the percent. We are going to use P to represent percent. So now that we have our proportion, we are going to go ahead and solve by cross multiplying. So we are going to multiply P times $7.20, which equals to $7.20 P. And we are going to multiply 100 times $4.05, which is 405. Okay, so now we are going to find the value of P by dividing both sides by $7.20. And we already know why we divide both sides, because we are trying to isolate the variable P. So we need to get rid of the $7.20 here. So this $7.20 cancel this $7.20 in the denominator. We are left back with P on the left-hand side of the equal sign. And then we need to divide 405 divided by $7.20. That's going to give us 56.25%. So now remember, the question asks what is the percent markup on each fund case. So each fund case will have a percent markup of 56.25%. Right? And that is how you find percent markup and markup. If you are finding percent markdown and markdown, the step would be the same. Only thing that it would be a percent markdown and not a markup. It would decrease.